Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So today's video is going to be a book tag, the birthday book tag, because today when I'm filming this, it's Sunday, February 11th. It is my birthday today, so I wanted to do something fun to celebrate on my channel. I'm a really big believer in birthdays and celebrating them in some shape or fashion. I love sending people birthday cards. Love giving gifts for my birthdays, and I love acknowledging my own. I really don't care how old I am. I just love acknowledging it, and I have made another year. Lord has blessed me with another year, so why not celebrate it? So I didn't do anything on my channel last year, but I really wanted to this year, and I was looking on YouTube for some different ideas, and I ran across the birthday book tag, and I thought that's perfect. So let's jump right into the question. So the first one is birthday cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche, but you adore it anyway. And out of all these questions, I think this one was the hardest for me because I feel like I don't really read things that are cliche. I don't know, maybe they are and I just don't realize it, but I thought, well, fairy tale retellings are a little bit cliche just because you know the ending, like you're guaranteed a happy ending. There's usually a villain involved. You know, the protagonists vanquish the villain and they live happily ever after. So I guess that would be cliche. I don't know. But the one that I want to mention that I really, really loved, that I haven't talked about as much on my channel, is To Break a Silence by Lydia May. She was a debut author. This is her very first book. And it is a Little Mermaid retelling, and it's part of the Shattered Tales series, which means it's the original fairy tale. Some part of it was shattered, so where it's different. So you have a completely new story that you can see like the roots of the original fairy tale. So for this particular one, it is what if the prince did not fall in love with the Little Mermaid after she saved him from drowning. So it is really, really good and highly recommend. So number 2, party guests, your most anticipated book release for this year. And I immediately knew my answer for this question. And that would be For a Lifetime by Gabriel Meyer. It is the 3rd book in the Timeless series. And yeah, my favorite series of all time. Love it. It's got time travel, not necessarily time travel, but like elements of time in it. And I'm not going to say too much about it because, you know, it's 3rd in the series and you really need to read them in order. But I will say it is the first book I've ever pre-ordered. The first book I've like truly fangirled, like high school level fangirling, jumping up and down type of thing since high school. So I am so excited, and I cannot wait for May when it comes out. The book after it is coming out in November. I can't remember if the title has been released yet, so I'm just going to say For a Lifetime for now, but really it's both of them. So number 3, birthday presents, a book that surprised you by how much you loved it. And this one would have to go to The Lady in the Lionheart by Joanne Bischoff. Talked a bit about this lately, so I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but it's really, I can never sing this praise of books enough because it is a circus book, historical fiction, romance, but the circus part of it did not draw me in. It did have the opposite effect because I do not like circus books, so I was really hesitant, but I picked it up, tried it out, and really, I think the author handled the circus realities of what is bad about it, what's good about it. I think she handled it really well, made it true and realistic. But really set it apart is the characters and their development. There's a salvation story in this. My favorite character of all time is in here. His name's Charlie Lionheart, and he is just a self-sacrificing person, and he just, my heart went out to him the whole book, and I love this book. So please read it if you haven't yet and you love historical romance. So highly recommend. Number 4, Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserved all the hype it gets. And that one is definitely The Extraordinary Deaths of Mrs. Kip by Sarah Brunsfold. And this took BookTube by storm in 2022 when it came out. Everybody was talking about it, singing its praises. I felt like I didn't read it till much later, but it is contemporary Christian fiction. There's no romance in it, so contemporary no romance is not what I lean towards. It's not the genre that is for me usually, so that's why it took me a little bit longer to get to it, but I just kept seeing it pop up, and everybody was saying such good things about it. The faith is what people were talking about, so I was like, let me give it a try. Don't regret it at all. It was really good faith representation. I was just really impressed, and I want to be like Mrs. Kip. So that is a powerful book that makes you want to be like one of the characters. So it's worth the hype. Number 5, Happy Music, a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. And I'm not usually a quote person. Like, I'll see like a couple that I'm like, oh, that was nice, you know. I need to get better. I really want to write down some quotes and like keep a journal with them. I just, right now in my life, I'm primarily listening to books via audiobook. And I just, you know, I'm usually doing something, so I can't like sit down and write them down usually. But that is one of my long-term wishes that I like to do with my reading. However, all that being said, this book, Hope Between the Pages by Pepper Basham, I was listening to this on an audiobook last month in January, and it just kept on like quote after quote after quote. I was like, I love all these quotes. These are so good. Like, I want to put them on a t-shirt. I want to put it on a mug. I want to have just daily reminders of what these quotes say, because they're just beautiful and just perfect. And yeah, so I was listening to it, and I decided to buy it while I was listening to it, just because I want to go back and physically read it and pull out all the quotes I love and just love on them, because they're just so good. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time with this, and yeah. So number 6, Getting Older, a book that you read a long time ago, but you think you'd appreciate now as a more mature reader. And so as a younger person, I did read Anne of Green Gables, and I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it, just probably because I'd seen the Megan Follows miniseries many times. Like, that one is pretty close to the book as far as I remember. There's maybe like a couple of things that are different, but the rest of the series, I think I got like a couple books in. I did not read the whole thing. I knew that because I remember thinking that it was boring at one point, and I feel bad about that. But like, I was younger. I didn't appreciate the subtleties of you know, everyday living, typewriting, you know, the character development. I didn't have as much appreciation now as an adult for that. So I'm excited to reread Anne of Green Gables and get, hopefully, I'm hoping I'll like all of them. I will like all of them, if I could talk, throughout the whole series. So that is one of my goals. I'm going to try and read this year. I don't know if I'll get to the whole series, but I got to start with the first book, obviously. So, yeah, so I'm going to say Anne, the whole Anne series for that question. And number 7, Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. And this one was kind of tough too, because I couldn't really think of, you know, a book that I read during a sad time, you know, so I'm going to go with the demanding part of this question. And the only demanding thing that I've been doing lately is raising a child for the first, you know, I'm first time mom. So particularly during the first 3 months of this child's life, the 4th trimester, as they rightfully call it. So that was particularly demanding for me. And I just picked out one of the books that I really enjoyed during that time, and that was A Dance of Silver and Shadow by Melanie Sellier. And this book, I mistakenly read it first when I shouldn't have. There's some other books before it that would need to be read before this one, so I read it out of order by mistake, but I still really enjoyed it. And it is a 12 dancing princesses retelling, and it was a lovely time. I really really liked it, and it kind of spurred my fairy tale retelling era, I guess you could say. I just hit a spurt of reading all the fairy tale retellings, and then I love them so much I kept going for months and months. Like, I read at least one fairy tale retelling per month, if not more. And it spurred the Once Upon a February retelling. I can't even say my own readathon right. Once Upon a February readathon. So yeah, that's kind of, that book started that whole reading experience in my life. So I'm going to say that one. It gave me some joy and some particularly mentally demanding, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, all the things during that time. And yeah, so I appreciate that book just for that. And yes, so those are all the questions. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I think some of these were repeats, but hopefully I tried to include a few that you may not have heard me talk about in a little bit. But yeah, so if you create YouTube videos and are a booktuber, and maybe bookmark this tag and do it later on this year. I'd love to see other people's answers to this. And like I said, I love to see people celebrating their birthdays. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.